So just a quick stop at the Nissan booth. They have the Leaf, of course, still trucking along with the new designs and the new wheels and all that stuff, a little bit tweaked up. And of course the Aria. They actually have 3 of them here. They have some of the E-Force models as well, which are pre-production over there that are kind of locked up. And of course they have the entry-level Aria that they'll be starting to ship hopefully in the first half of next year, first quarter probably in next year. But you know, I do like the design of the Aria. It's a beautiful machine. You can see there's people climbing in it, easily comfortable, nice, lots of space for 4 people, 5 of course if you need to with the middle row. The nice use of a really good display area and the haptic feedback integrated with some of the natural touch surfaces. It's a very nice machine. I think Nissan's going to do quite well. They've priced it aggressively. Hopefully it'll be a bit better, but we'll wait and see from a price point. But you know, it'll qualify for some of those incentives as well. Keep an eye, especially on the Canada side. Keep a watch on that. But good to see Nissan here, still with a good electrification story. All right, so here stopped at the VW booth, and this time they have a couple of actually of ID buzzes that I get to go in, not like the one we had in Toronto, which we couldn't touch and go in. So we could just look at. So let me see the entrance here. Nice, you sit nice and high. I like that. Yeah, very comfortable seats. One thing VW does is seats very well. Nice dash. Everything's reachable in here. Good use of space. Lots of cubby holes, storage, as you've seen in the prior videos. All the little compartments, all the little knickknacks to put stuff. It's really nice. Tons of headroom, lots of leg room. Sit high, visibility, even with the big front here and the big windshield. Still very nice. Let me check out the back. All right, so the back's a little easier to get into. Gee, tons of room back here. So you have a grab handle, help you pull you in. Tons of leg room, as you can see. They have these trays now. They kind of look a little flimsy, so I don't want to reef on them too hard, but there's got to be, I'm sure that if I pulled harder, I did see somebody bring it straight up. I just don't want to do it just in case. But, you know, it's a nice idea. You have some pockets to store your phone, map pocket stuff, and of course drink holders. So, because there is no center armrest on here for drinks. Again, what can I tell you? You know, it's an ID Buzz, lots of headroom. Lots of leg room. Seats are very comfortable. I know they are adjustable. I was watching somebody do that. There we go. So you can recline them as well. Quite good rake back there. I think I'm actually hitting the 3rd row, or hitting the parcel shelf there. But yeah, very nice. It's, you know, it's a vehicle that puts a smile on your face. Love the vibrant colors and the different schemes that you can get on this. It'll do well. Lastly was the use of the space in the rear, as you can see. So for North America, we're not getting we are getting the long, I think this could be the longer version. I didn't ask anybody if this is the longer version or the Euro spec. I'm not 100% sure. So I don't think they're coming with 3rd rows, but certainly there's a lot of space back here. You could easily camp in these, put the seats down, put a mattress. It's lots of room. I love the multi-tier storage mechanism here, so you can put stuff that you're not going to need all the time, store it away here, and get access to stuff here, and then remove this if you need to for other bigger loads, doing an IKEA run, picking up some small furniture, that kind of stuff. Also has the mechanical tow hook that comes up here, and I'll show you a picture of that. Push a button, it folds underneath, and put another button. I believe these are automatic and they'll fold up. So again, just nice features, lots of little elements for power, for lighting and stuff like that, and does a good job. So yeah, fun stuff. All right, so I'm here at the VinFast booth now, checking these guys out. Because I wanted to come over because they have other models that we haven't seen yet in Canada and other parts of the US here at the LA show. They have the VF6, which is going to be their starting entry point model at some point after the 9 and 8 hit the market for a while. Then they'll bring the 6 and the 7. Now the 6 is the number gets lower, the vehicles get smaller. So they're all SUVs in the VinFast family, with the 9 being the full size, the 8 being kind of the full to mid size, and then the 7 and 6 being smaller than that. 6 And comparing the 6 to another car, by what I've been told, is the 6 would be roughly like the Hyundai Kona size, so if you're familiar with that product, of course, and then the 7 would be like the Honda CR-V or something along those lines. So just a tad bigger, a tad higher, a tad longer kind of formality, but they all have the same design language. So it's instantaneously that you can look at this and know that it's a VinFast, even if you don't know what the logo is, just by the design language. So continuing on at the VinFast booth, here's the VF7. So as I said, it's a little bit bigger than the 6. The higher the number, the bigger the vehicles. Same design language, right? You'll see this coming down the street, knowing it's a VinFast by that distinctive front end and distinctive lighting treatment that they do. But it's a nice size vehicle. You know, I'm not really a big SUV person myself. We don't need it in our family, so I like a little bit smaller vehicles. Even the Model 3 tends to be sometimes a little big for parking and that kind of stuff. So I like something a bit more compact. And I think the 6 or the 7, you know, the 6 maybe a bit too small, but the 7 seems to be a nice size ratio. You know, I would probably liken this, I know I said about, you know, maybe the Honda HR-V, but I actually think this is bigger. I think this is more like maybe a Kia Niro or something like that, which is a nice form function package where it's not too big, it's not too small. It gives you a nice interior room, nice exterior room enough, yet with a very capable powertrain to get you moving and put stuff into without really going overboard on space. So I think, you know, with the selection that VinFast is going to be bringing to North America, again, the 6 and the 7 are not coming in the near future. They will be coming probably sometime after 2023, probably in 2024 or 2025, but I don't have dates yet. But continue to look for VinFast, check them out. And again, you know, as I said, go check out one of their stores, research their information, and have a look if you are in the, you know, if they do have a store in your area and you're able to go see it, I would encourage you to check it out. You'll be surprised and pleasantly surprised at what you see. Yeah.
in Japan.
Okay, yeah.
So it's called the RZ 450E. Right away, you'll see the front grille. So our spindle grille is now more like a spindle body.
Okay.
Because you don't have to have that extra air
That's right, you don't.
intake. So it follows the same same frame, but is a little bit different.
So obviously you look at it, you get that trademark look, you know it's a Lexus, but toned down because you don't need all the air opening. This is still based on the same chassis, same platform. I'm trying to remember what the acronym is that Toyota that the BZ4X is based on, correct?
Correct.
But obviously Lexus is being the premium brand, so it's much more, like I noticed right away, the interior is much different than the Toyota offering. It's very, very nice in there. But from a battery powertrain, is it very similar to the BZ4X?
So it's going to give you 312 horsepower, 0 to 60 in 5.2 seconds. And has a brand new direct 4 all-wheel drive system. So it's going to give you kind of instant electric control to the wheels.
So is it single motor or dual motor?
Dual motor.
Dual motor, okay, excellent. Yeah.
And so it's very exciting. And the interior, when you see it, this one is the production model, has the steer-by-wire, which is very cool and different.
The yoke steering wheel, as we say,
But it won't be on the first production run, but it will be coming. But we have it here so you can take a look at it.
So as an option, I guess, if consumers want that?
It will absolutely be an option.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's exciting. So we have the new Lexus interface as well. So you've got the 14-inch screen, and you have a digital rear view mirror as an option. And then something that's really cool is the shadow illumination of the panoramic roof. Oh. So you can press a button and it can go opaque.
Okay.
Or you can have it clear.
So it's got the electrified smart glass type technology in that.
Really fun.
So make it opaque and stuff. Cool, that's good.
Yeah,
Not a lot of people are using that, so that's nice to see.
Big question is the range, of course. So it's going to get up to 225 miles on a full charge. And that depends on your wheel size as well. This one's the 20-inch wheel.
Starting at 19s or 18s?
18s.
18s, okay, so you have that. Does
so
that work for you?
Here's our steer-by-wire steering wheel. I mean, how cool is this? So, you know, when you make a right, you're only going to be making small movements, and there's no hand over hand. So
that was my question. So you have tweaked the steering input because of the yoke steering wheel or the steer-by-wire system, so that you don't need to put as much effort as you normally would in a conventional steering wheel. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay.
So some people are super excited about this, can't wait, and then some people are, there'll be a little bit of a learning curve probably. But as you said, you got used to it pretty quickly.
I did, yeah.
I haven't actually driven this vehicle yet, so I'm excited to drive it.
So we have to get Tiffany and folks in one of these, okay? Whoever's listening out there, okay.
It's been a prototype, so like I said, this is the first production. So you'll have here the vehicle. This is a sensor that watches your face. You've got the head-up display. It's a 10-inch head-up display, so I can see it right now. It's nice and clear. This one doesn't have the digital rear view mirror, but it is an option, so you can just flip it back, and then you can have a camera where you can see everything going.
And this display does look bigger than the cousins, right?
Yes, this is the 14-inch Lexus interface, and pretty much everything is controlled from the screen, from your heated and cooling seats to your heated steering wheel, your audio controls as well.
Very nice, very nice.
We've also got the full 360 camera.
Okay, so stitched together and then...
Which is so funny because people always ask, how is the camera on top? There's no camera on top.
I know.
But you need something to guide you to know what you're looking at, right?
No, for sure.
You'll have 5 USB ports, USB-C ports throughout as well. And we have a nice wireless charger here in front as well. And then this dial is going to be how you're going to move it from park to drive. And then my favorite is the shadow illumination. So those are some of the features of the...
Very functional, but has that premium feel, the nice soft touch, you can tell upgraded Alcantara, I guess, or suede,
I just learned about that.
Did you? Okay.
This is the Ultra Suede, which is still a vegan suede, but it is a little bit different than the Alcantara. And then you have a place to put a little bit of storage here because there is no glove box.
Oh, there's no glove box. That was my question. Yeah, so I am seeing that that tiered storage system now in a lot of center consoles becoming more popular because you have that use of space, right? You don't have a transmission tunnel per se under there, so you don't need to. You have some space to play with, It's a very nice interior. So one thing I always do, Tiffany, is just try to see how it is to get in and out of a rear seat. I'm not a skinny guy, so I'm kind of a good use case, 5'6", 5'7", so kind of average there.
That's great.
So it's always a good test to see if I can get in. Really easy, nice. So I don't have to really lower my head too much coming out, which is nice. Tons of leg room.
Yes.
It might have been a little short for you. I don't know if you had the seat up anymore
No,
or not,
it was.
but it was
It's
good.
actually unusually spacious. We had some people that were over like 6'4", and they would sit in the back, and they were very comfortable. So we're spelling out Lexus now on all of them with the full head, the full tail lamp. Dun, dun,
All right,
dun.
so let's look at the rear hatch and the storage room here. Very nice.
It's got some great space.
So from a storage space, Tiffany, any idea how many cubic feet this is?
You know, I knew you were going to
You're
ask
gonna
me,
ask me
right?
that?
I'm going to
Yeah.
have to see if we have the number.
Okay,
and
I'll
look
put it up on the screen. But
I'll see. If
you know, I do like the low lift over. Again, it's always nice, groceries and parcels. You don't have to lift it up over and drop it, so it makes it nice and convenient.
Yeah, definitely. And then you'll have the tonneau cover that comes forward that we removed for the show.
Some storage compartments, and then I guess here for your charge card. So it's actually a pretty deep well, which is nice to see for EVs.
Yes.
You know, goes down about that much, folks. So it's a pretty good use of space with charging. All right, so you mentioned that these are going to start first customer ships here in the U.S. First quarter of next year.
That is the
starting
goal.
MSRP on these. Any idea? Not yet.
It's a secret.
I tried, folks.
It's a secret.
I almost you hesitated for a split second, and then I can't say anything.
I actually really don't know, and since we have had nothing like it, I have nothing to compare it to. So they usually give the price closer to the launch date.
Okay. But it'll be competitive to the marketplace
I think it will be
that it's playing in, right? Okay.
Absolutely.
Any final thoughts to viewers about this vehicle? How excited are you guys about it?
We're very excited.
Yeah.
We've had people, been asking for a full electric for a long time. So it's exciting because we really started off with the first luxury hybrid to hit the market back in 2006 is when it came out.
Wow, okay.
And so, we've had that technology, and so to go to the full electric is really exciting. And we've had a lot of competitor buyers that have been happy with what they have, but they love Lexus. They love the fit and finish. They love the luxury. And so, we're very excited about it.
I wish you guys all the best of success, and thank you very much, Tiffany, for your time.
Thank you so much.
It's been a great pleasure. And all the best for the rest of the show.
Thanks.
All right, I'm here at the Kia booth, and I'm talking to Jeff. Pleasure to meet you, sir. How are you?
Great to meet you.
Great. Thanks for taking the time to chat with me. One of the hidden kind of gems in the EV marketplace to me is the Kia Niro product. It's been around, I think, since 2018 or 2019. And, it was my pick of the year in 2019. And I was hoping you could tell me and my viewers a little bit about what's to be expected from the refresh.
Yeah, so it's an all-new Kia Niro platform.
Yeah.
So the vehicle you're seeing here, although it kind of maintains the silhouette as the outgoing model, it's new inside and out. First from the styling on the outside, and it offers even more range, faster charging, and just a better user experience inside. Sure, we've got a 64.8 kilowatt battery and producing 201 horsepower. It goes 0 to 60 a little bit faster.
Yeah, wow.
But we also are getting a little bit more range out of it.
Okay.
So we're up to 253 miles or a substantial number of kilometers. And the best part is now it can accept 85 kilowatt charging.
Okay, so that was the magic bullet. So you have increased. It was 65-ish or something before, is that right?
Exactly, and that amount of time means you're spending less time charging.
Yep.
And even so, if you plug it in overnight, it's still going to take just a quick overnight charge to get you right back to where you want to be.
How has the reception overall been for consumers? You're here in the U.S., so you're going to give me that view. But how have consumers looked at the Niro EV specifically, and what have you seen, some feedback and adoption on that?
Well, so the feedback has been really interesting because we offer Niro in 3 powertrains: hybrid, plug-in hybrid, and EV. And with the EV, we saw that people were willing to take a chance on style and individuality. And as you see with the Aero Blade that we've got over here, this is not just a refresh. This is a full design change. We've added the Aero Blade, which has some functionality to it, as well as being a style icon. New wheels, and just like an infusion of style into what we're trying to do here. So yeah, and as popularity has increased with the car, they're interested, they see the car in the street, and we found that we've actually captured a bunch of buyers who, we call them city drivers. They had their car, they liked it to be utilitarian, they liked it to be reliable, and we've captured people from an upper level of that market, perhaps. We wouldn't call it premium or luxury necessarily, but these are customers who value really good engineering, and they found that in a car like Niro EV. Yeah,
no, I totally agree with you. When I had one, did a review of it back in 2019, again, very competent, very capable vehicle, quiet, like it was just a joy to drive. That and the Soul EV, I was really pleasantly surprised by both. Now, you mentioned some of the new styling, so beyond that, that accent point there, can you tell me a little bit more about what they've tweaked on this and what they've changed?
Sure. Well, so it's an entirely new body structure. It is a stiffer structure. In terms of the footprint that it occupies, it's not really that much larger. So you've got an entirely new front end, entirely new rear. In fact, you've got LED headlights now, which are great. The charge port still in front, so you can pull straight into a charger.
Which is really convenient having it up there. Yep.
It certainly is. So you can pull straight into a charger. And we've added, to trim levels like this, we've got a sunroof. Yeah, so you'll notice, it's a much more distinctive front end, much more distinctive profile overall. You'll notice also on the EV, something you might not realize right away, at least what we've done here in the US, EVs get this kind of gray cladding on the bottom, and then our hybrid models get either black cladding or body color cladding.
Oh, okay.
So you'll be able to tell the EV right away. And
without the badging itself,
Exactly. And aside from how quiet it is, you'll notice exactly that we've paired the gray aero blade with the gray side for a really nice clean look.
Interior, any refreshes on the interior?
I wish we were a little bit closer because the interior of this car is just phenomenal. We replaced the display that existed with a full wraparound digital display.
Okay.
So you've got what we have starting in EV6 and Sportage and so on. We now have in the Niro family.
Oh, very nice. Okay.
And that's standard across the line. You'll notice it still has the dial type shifter, and then the UX also has a switchable HVAC display. So we've maintained the functionality and also taken out some of the buttons.
And the HUD option is still there as well?
There is a HUD option.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I found the Niro very functional, very easy to adapt, to get in and figure out what's what, get things going. Not a ton of menus to go through for basic functionality, especially the set and forget, settings, that kind of stuff. They're really easy to use. And again, that's one reason why I picked it as a very great consumer choice product for the average, marketplace. And it's even better now with a little more range and better charging. Yeah,
and you'll notice also from a tech perspective, it also introduces digital key to touch.
Oh, okay.
Which is the size of a credit card.
Yeah.
You don't need to have the key on you at all. And so using that, you tap the door handle and you place it in the wireless charger. And with that, you're on your way.
Okay.
And you can then use the Kia Connect app so you can share that key with someone by texting them the key. And your phone acts as the NFC enabled device.
So without needing a physical key for, let's say, a spouse or somebody else to valet or whatever, you could, in theory, give that to them digitally.
Exactly. Or there's that day you have to move the car across the street for street cleaning or something. This is important in Boston where I live. It would be great if I could just hand someone, I could text them the code so they can drive the car and not have to worry about losing the key.
Very cool. I wasn't aware of that. All right. Well, hope you enjoyed that lowdown on the brand new, this is 2023 model year, Niro EV. I think the refresh and the re-engineering, redesign is really pleasant. Again, it was already a capable vehicle. It just fits more of the molding and more of the design language that Kia is standardizing. You mentioned with the EV6 and other products that we're starting to see. So now it's being molded into that family so people will recognize it. And did I miss anything, Jeffrey? One last thing you want to talk about?
I want to give you some Canada-specific ideas.
Please, yeah.
You're talking about weather in Toronto.
Yeah.
Probably one of the first things you have to worry about in the morning is my car going to lose range in the morning because it's not warmed up properly. So this has a heat pump, it's optional.
Yeah.
So immediately you're noticing that the car doesn't have to work quite as hard to stay warm.
Yep.
But you've also got battery preconditioning.
Okay, good.
So if you are running low on range, you know you're going to be going to a charger. If you input that charger as your destination, the car will make sure that it is ready to go for optimal conditions once you get to that charger.
Excellent.
And it works. I just drove from Boston to New York the other day in 30-degree weather and Fahrenheit, and it was totally capable.
And you still have the scheduling and all that stuff that you can do for charging and for preheating the vehicle before you go and that kind of stuff too, right?
Exactly, yeah. It's all there. Through the app.
Yeah. Through the app, yeah. Excellent. All right. And I think maybe on the display too. Can you do that
100%, yeah. Either through the in-dash menu or through the app.
Okay, great. Well, you're a wealth of knowledge, Jeffrey. I picked the right person, and sorry for people walking in front, but you guys know car shows are car shows. Even though this is the quietest corner right now in the building, it's still going to happen. But thank you very much, Jeff. I appreciate it. Yeah, thank you. All right, and that's it for this edition of the EV Revolution Show, my coverage of the LA Auto Show this year. Again, electrification, a very heavy theme here at the show. We're starting to see that pattern across all of them. Hope you enjoyed the coverage. I tried to focus on the OEMs and the vendors that I hadn't seen in Detroit, so if you watch that episode, you'll see the GMs, a lot of coverage there, and some of the others. So wanted to focus on that. Of course, a big thank you to Hyundai Canada for sponsoring me on the flight down and hosting me here at a hotel in Los Angeles. Much appreciated. And for Genesis, of course, Canada as part of that, for having the ability to go and see the Concept X convertible, which is just a fantastic machine. Hope you enjoyed that coverage. And of course, what I'm really stoked for, the Ioniq 6, a true car that's being marketed as a direct competitor for the Model 3 and in that class point. So it'll be really interesting to see how that fares once we're able to get our hands on it and see how it goes. I know it'll do quite well because they have a really good product in the Ioniq series. So thank you again for Hyundai and Genesis Canada for that. Thank you for watching. If you haven't subscribed on YouTube, please do. It would mean a lot. You can check out my Patreon link below if you want to find out about helping me and sponsoring me to my antics here on the EV Revolution show through Patreon. And again, everybody continue to watch the landscape. Hopefully, again, the tides are changing, right? We're seeing this shift for electrification. Much more front and center were EVs at this show than I think they've ever been, especially here in LA and the major shows. So glad to see it. So everybody stay safe and take care. And until the next episode, I will see you when I see you. That's my cue. Take care and bye-bye.